Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Whoever's watching, please get into the chat. I want to know who's here, and I want to explain what I'm going to do tonight. And the heat has got me. Oh, it's over 100 degrees outside. 3 people are watching. Good. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me, guys? All right, we're going to work with the triplet. This is, first of all, let me get my mouse. I want to change the view here. You guys like this view or you want another view? Got to tweak this just a little bit. I had all my drums apart this weekend, and I just tuned them the way I wanted today. I don't want to choke the snare drum. It's a good snare drum. Yeah, this sounds. The drums sound okay, guys? Marcio, how you doing? Reese Waters, yeah, man, what's up? Okay, good. You like this view? I mean, I give you the other view, the front view. I didn't set up the overhead yet. I have it up, but it's not on. The drums sound okay? All right, triplets. I don't have any PDFs, and I'm not going to have any PDFs until next week. Next week, we're going to be doing a whole series of the syncopation book, the stick control book, Charlie Parker tunes and John Coltrane tunes, some funk, and whatever. All the Facebook members hopefully will come to the lessons, and we could address the questions they put up on Facebook in the group live. Okay. Reese, where are you from, Reese? I think this is the first time you're here. I'm going to give you my email so you get on my mailing list. I'll send you the PDFs for the lessons. Right now, all I'm doing is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday on this, Tuesday and Thursday on this channel, but I'm doing a lesson tonight on this channel. It's Wednesday. I had some issues. Okay? So let me give you my email. You email me and I will put you on, or I will enter you in my mailing list. Okay? Sound okay, guys? All right. Triplets in 4/4 time. Hold on. Let me just put my email in there. Okay, that's my email. You're from England, and one's from Brazil. It must be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 o'clock in the morning in England, correct? I'm going to try to do, in the next week or so, 2 lessons a day. One at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then another one at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Reese, how long have you been playing? And what kind of music do you play? And email me. I will send you PDFs when I get them written. All right, let me get into the lesson instead of me bullshitting and talking and all that good stuff. What I want to do, we have quarter note triplets, 8th note triplets, and 16th note triplets. And then, if you want 32nd note, I'm not going to go there with 32nd note triplets. We're basically going to do tonight 16th note triplets. So let's compare. First of all, let's play some quarter note triplets. Then we'll play 8th note triplets and 16ths. Now, in 4/4, as a matter of fact. So we have 1, 2, 3, quarter note triplets. 4, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3. One surface. 1 and the 2 and the 3. That's quarter note triplets. Okay? Eighth note triplets. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. I'm blowing an accent on the first guy of the triplet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to get into the levels. That's going to be a one lesson. I'm making some videos to put the house on my site that will be for sale, instructional videos. Now let's talk about the 16th note triplet. Now, and plus counting the triplet. Counting the triplet, all right, the 8th note triplet. I count 2 different ways when I do an 8th note triplet. All right, I'm going to take it all snares. I'm going to put an accent on the first note of the triplet. I count triplets as 1 and the, 2 and the, 3 and the, 4 and the. Okay, and that's the way I normally count triplet, 8th note triplets. However, I do count them a different way. When I do subdivision and do polyrhythms, I count the triplet as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Example. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, some guys count triplets as 1 triplet, 2 triplet, and that's not wrong. If that works for you, that's great. I don't really like that way. It doesn't really work well with me. So I stay with 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the, or 1, 2, 3 for subdivisional reasons. There's some guys that count triplets 1 ta ta, 2 ta ta, 3 ta ta, 4 ta ta. That works fine. I don't really, have that working for me. All right, so now that's the 8th note triplet. And some people count 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, pop. That's fine as well. If that works for you, I don't like it, but it doesn't really work that well with me. Okay, now I want to do the 16th note triplet and put it into some sort of rock formation, if you don't mind. Now, the way I count 16th note triplets, I feel the triplet. I count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I make each count a triplet with an accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Man, I don't like the way the snare sounds. Okay. Got it? All right. Anyway, that's the way I count 16th note triplets. 1 and 2 and 3. Other guys count 1 triplet and triplet, 2 triplet and triplet, 3 triplet and triplet, triplet and triplet. I prefer to count 1 and 2 and 3 and. So on and so forth. So now we're going to predicate the whole lesson on the 16th note triplet, and we're going to utilize the stick control book, and we're going to create a formula. And you can consider this linear, but from where I'm going to take it, it's not going to be linear. So let's approach it first as a linear exercise. Okay, we're going to make R. We're going to reference off the stick control book, and we're going to make R become something. So R is going to be my right hand on the snare drum. Let's go on the floor tom-tom with this. The right's going to be 1, okay? And the rest of the triplet's going to be on the snare drum. 1. If I did right, if I did 1 and 2 and 4 and I put that in tempo, the triplet would be 1 and 2 and. I played on the hi-hat, 1 and 2 and. We understand that? And then left will be 1 and 2. So if I did line 1, right, left, this would be right, left, right, left, right, left. So I have Do we understand that, gentlemen? Any questions on that? Want me to slow that down? I'm playing it slow only because it's an instructional platform. I'm not demonstrating my abilities. I'm projecting what you can do with a 16th note triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's the first line. Let's go to line 3. Remember, R is right, right, left is the bass drum. So I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and I put it on exercise and drag. It's not a drag. Here's a drag. That's actually a half drag according to the Buddy Rich book. The full drag is, it's not a drag, it's a triplet. 1 and 2. If I did single strokes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's not a drag. A drag is this. That's a rudimental kind of thing. This is just 16th note triplets. We're taking it now on the stick control book as R equals right hand, snare drum, snare drum. Right hand, snare drum, snare drum. Left equals bass drum, snare drum, snare drum. So if I did line 3 up to in a nice tempo, 1 and. You understand that, Mauricio? Marcio? Yes? No? How about you, Rishi? And what kind of music do you play, Rishi? See, the rudiment, the drag, if I'm going to be doing some drum pad things in the future from the Charlie Wilcoxon book. I am going to put videos on my site that are going to be available for purchase on developing the single drag, the double drag, the triple drag, the half drag, what is a drag, a duple, so on and so forth. All right, now, we're taking a 16th note triplet and we're referencing off the stick control book. Let's do line 5. Remember, R equals 1, left equals right, right, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And put into a pattern. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I gotta fix this drum. 1 and. All right, I'm going to write out the PDFs for this. So if you would like I said, Rishi, email me and I'll send you the PDFs. You too, Marcio. Rishi, are you in the Art of Drumming groups on Facebook? And you too, Mauricio. Now, there's a couple other guys that are watching this and they're not in the chat. Why? And I have some double bass drums going to it. I'm working on some patterns. Okay. Any questions about this so far? The 16th note triplet. And it's right, right, left, left. Anyway, let me talk to you before I go on to the next step. If you're going to frequent Rishi and Mauricio, if you're going to frequent this channel and you're going to watch me instruct, you're going to need to purchase some books. It makes life a lot easier for you and me. And you will get PDFs as well. What you should do is get the Stick Control book without a doubt, the Syncopation book by Ted Reed, the Gary Chaffee Pattern Series, Time Functions, and Joe Morello's Master Studies. Get those books. I would do a lot of work out of those books, instructional things and whatever. Now, I just wanted to fool around a little bit with the triplet that way, but what I wanted to do is, I have quite a few different ways to reference off the Stick Control and use as a formula. Rishi, you should get on Facebook, get in the Art of Drumming groups. I'll put you in. You too, Mauricio. I gotta wash these glasses off. It is so hot. Anyway, let's take the 16th note triplet again in a different manner. And I'm gonna take the snares off so you can hear me talk. So I'm going to do 16th note triplets, alternating the strokes, single strokes. I'm counting like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, I'm just going to keep it about that tempo. What you want to do, again, we're going to reference off the Stick Control. Remember, I'm counting the triplet, the 16th note triplet, like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're going to reference off the Stick Control book. We're going to make the rights become 1, the accent on the triplet. So if I look at the first line, I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm going to eliminate the lefts, which gives me 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now what I'm going to do is I'm taking I'm going to reference off that all the rights as an accent on top of the triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I go to line 2. The right moves over to the ands. So this way now I'm going to practice, I'm going to play the accent on the and of the triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now if I played line 1 and line 2, line 1, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 again, 1 and 2 and line 2, 3 and line 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and back, 1 and 2 and. And we take it up a tempo a little bit when we get. Drum set, make all Right hand accents up here. What happened there? Are you serious? I gotta take it apart again. Jesus. All right. Now, we're going to take all right hand actions and put them here. All left hand actions here. I'm going to change my stick around. Okay, now we go to line number 3. You have 2 rights, 1 and 3 and. That's going to be the accent. On one surface, you have 1 and 2. Ah! On the toms. We get all that. Any questions on it? Because I have to close it up now. This molar thing, I don't know, man. You know, it's not molar. You know, I get crazy with this shit. Now, you can call it whatever you want, molar, stone. It's the laws of physics. When I do it, just let's go back to the eighth note triplet. When I do an exercise, for example, let me just do one hand. I'm going to explain this over and over again, so I hope you guys get it. This is not molar. This is the laws of physics. For every action, there's an opposite reaction. I throw the stick at the drum. The opposite reaction, it came back. That's not molar. That's not stone. That's the laws of physics. It's gravity. I throw it down. It came back. It's not molar. You know, guys call it, I'm whipping the stick. That's not whipping the stick. There's no whip when you're playing. Okay? What you have is the full stroke. I throw it down. She comes back. The distance to the tip of my stick to the drum is great. And I'm going to get a loud sound. I'm going to control the stick. I'm going to stop it back here. If I didn't control it, it'd go all the way back there. So I'm taking it from here, throwing it down. She comes back. That's a controlled stroke, a free stroke, or a full stroke. But it's the laws of physics. It's not a molar stroke. Now, a control stroke, that's a free stroke or a full stroke. I take the right hit now, I want to get the same sound, but a downstroke. That's a controlled stroke. I didn't let the stick come back up. I let it stay there. Again, full stroke, downstroke. And they sound the same in tone because the distance of attack was the same. All right, now from this point, it's a tap. That's not molar. I'm down here, there's the opposite reaction. Now I want to come back up to the full stroke to get in position to an accent. So I have a full stroke or a free stroke, a downstroke, a tap, and an upstroke. Now, if I do the triplet, eighth note triplet, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and this is not molar. This is called the level system. It's downstroke, so I get the accent. Tap, and then upstroke so I come back in position to nail the accent. I'm not whipping, I'm throwing, tap, up. This is this. It's not that. If I'm taking triplets, I'm not whipping. I'm using a pumping motion. I don't have time to go like that. So you have downstroke, tap, up, like left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. See the left hand? I'm not lifting like this, pumping or whipping. What it is, it's, look at the elbow, it's a pump. 1, 2, 3. The elbow is giving me the action, not a whip. There's no, this molar thing, you know, I'm not against it. I mean, people call it molar, that's okay. I don't call it molar, it's the laws of physics. Do you understand that, Mauricio? It's not, you know, Joe Morello had a video out, he was going like this. Because you do that enough, and you know, you don't have time to do that when you're playing fast, that's ridiculous. You'll eventually levitate and fly away. And it's the truth. Anyway, there's a question I'd like to address from Facebook, and it was about tension, about being nervous, and whatever. There comes a lot of things in view, a lot of different things. It's a psychological thing or a physical thing, okay? What happens here is, if you're playing a gig and you're nervous, that means, okay, there's some issues you need to take care of, man. What are you nervous about? You know, nervous that people, what they think of you, or you're going to make a mistake, or you're not sure of the tune, or you're not sure of yourself. That creates tension. And that tension, first off, takes you away from what you're going to do. That tension is a mental thing which turns into the physical, which creates the tension that makes you play on a drum set stiff. All right? Now, when I play, I concentrate on the music. I don't concentrate on what people think about me. I know who I am. I know what I can do, what I want to do, and if I hear something I want to create. And I don't really care if somebody liked it or not. That's the beauty of music. I want to share a very special lesson I had, and I didn't realize I was taking a lesson at the time with Joe Morello. We were really good friends. We lived close by, so I studied with Joe for on and off for 30 years. And we became really good friends as opposed to, you know, drum teacher and student and whatever. And we would always, you know, have a good time, and we would argue and whatever. So I was playing a gig locally in New Jersey here, 7 nights a week, piano, bass, and drums. And, you know, when Joe was teaching maybe 5 miles away from my gig, and after he finished the gig, you know, with one of his students would take him out, they have a few drinks, and he'd go home. So he decided, hey, he's going to come and see me. He's going to go to the place that I'm playing, and have a few drinks. Now, talk about intimidation. Here's my drum set. He's maybe 10, 15 feet away from me. You want to talk about becoming nervous? Well, this is the lesson. As soon as he came in and he's sitting there, I did get nervous because, hey, this guy's one of the greatest drummers ever, in my opinion. Okay? Now, I was worried, you know, I'm playing music, and now I'm worried about, am I doing this right? Am I doing that right? What does he think about this? And all that good stuff. And it took me away from being me playing the music. So this was every night of the week he'd be there. So the second night, the same thing. And I said, man, this is aggravating. I'm not really playing here. And I'm not playing music with the other guys in the band, and it's affecting them as well. So you know what I did the third night? I said, you know, the hell with you, Joe. I said it to myself. The hell with you, Joe. I'm going to play with the music that the band I'm playing with. I'm going to play the music the way I play it. And I did. And I didn't care whether I was holding the stick right, if I was doing a free stroke, what do you want to call molar, was I in time, am I in the fourth measure? I didn't care. I just played the way I normally do. After I finished the set and I got off stage, and when I approached to sit down with him, he had a smile on his face from ear to ear. And he said to me, Patella, you finally learned your lesson. And that was one of the greatest lessons I've ever had. When you go on stage, forget about what people think about you. It doesn't matter. Who are you kidding? You know who you are. You know what you can do. It doesn't matter what they think. It's what you think. What you know about. You know who you are, and you know what you can do. You want to become better. You want to become worse. You got to practice, meaning, and learn by it. So with all that being said, I need to get the sign off. I will be back tomorrow evening at the same time on this channel. Rishi, email me. I'll send you the PDFs. And whoever else would like to email me, that's Matt Patella, 1001@gmail.com. This week has been a little ridiculous, but I'm really going to get involved starting this Monday coming, getting some serious stuff going on with the lessons and a lot less talking. I mean, you know, it's like 45 minutes I've been on here. Okay, guys, so if there's any questions, I'll answer them before I close. Or if there's no questions, you guys have a good night, practice. And if there are questions, I will answer them. Obrigado. Rishi, no problems, man. Get on in the Facebook groups, if you can get on Facebook, the Art of Drumming groups. I have about 9 different groups. There's over 83,000 members. All drummers from all over the world, sharing their approaches, talking drums all day long. Okay, with all that being said, it is time for me to say good night. I will see everybody tomorrow. Guys, have a good night.